Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Agents of Chaos Gaming, where order comes to die and chaos reigns. We're back with more Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, and last time we got ourselves a pair of shiny new swords. We're gonna play with them.
Let's just hope they uphold our end of the bargain.
Yes,
If they
because they're
speak
not
once,
supposed to talk.
they get. If they speak once, doesn't matter. They're getting thrown out the airlock. Lara Croft called. She wants her gimmick back.
I don't know, I think she wears it better.
I mean,
you don't see Croft running around with the fuck-off rocket launcher.
or the grenade. Matrix. Oi!
If there's one thing that this franchise will always have a crown to call its own, it's the frickin' amazingness that is these cutscenes. Like, even with how old this game is, this still looks awesome as hell.
Yeah, see, lady went to the soldier school of rocket jumping.
And I mean, that's pretty dang obvious. Number 6. Clear the trial and forge a new path. I don't really have any red orbs for upgrades, but I'm going to swap styles. Alright, let me just show this off real quick. Here's Agni and Rudra now in the shop, and it has its own version of air hike. Yikes. This is one of the things I said last episode. I do not like the fact that most of the weapons have their own air hike, so that's annoying. That's why I'm going to swap equipment before I forget. So we can actually take them with us.
So what are the upgrades for Agni and Rudra? Do they have any specific ones, or...?
So, I mean, they have their, like, move upgrades here. But, that's more or less about it. I'm trying to remember, is this the mission that has that? Well, I think there's a statue, like, right in the middle. Okay, it's not this one. I'm thinking of something else in the next mission. Goddess statue, piercing stairs, focus on the front door. Interesting. And we have a statue. Anyway, so what do we have here? Passing one trial still shows lacking. Passing 2 trials expands horizons. Passing all trials unlocks one's true potential. Well, I mean, I do like unlocking potential, so let's see what we got here.
I swear to God, when you walked in this room, I thought we were going to play a game of Jeopardy.
Your wisdom will... your wisdom will be put to the test in the chamber ahead. Use your lifetime experience, from the crawling infant to the man standing tall, and finally to the old man leaning on his cane. That is a riddle.
So we're doing the Legend of Zelda: blue wisdom, reddish orange power, green courage.
Not quite. Anyway, so we have here a chamber with lights on over the doors. Basically, to solve this one, you have to understand what the riddle was saying. And essentially just to completely blow this out the window, because I already know this. The lights over the doors correspond to the amount of legs that you use during each stage of life mentioned in the riddle. So, crawling infant, 4 legs. Man standing tall, 2. And then old man on his cane, 3. If you walk in through one of the wrong doors, it just locks you into a short combat sequence. And then that's that. Onwards to the next one. Techniques will be put to the test in the chamber ahead. Overcome the onslaught of obstacles to guarantee your future. Trial of skill. Who likes spikes?
Not particularly, but
I mean, I used to be deathly afraid of needles, but I got over that fear.
Ow. Of course I would get tagged literally right at the end. Essence of technique.
I used to have the most irrational fear when I was younger.
And now, just to make it more fun, they decided to throw some enemies at us on their way back. I'll say here is Agni and Rudra.
So, Gibby, what was your fear?
Probably gonna laugh at me.
Nah. Wondered.
Wallace and Gromit.
So you were afraid of claymation?
No, I just thought that they looked weird.
I mean, some of the ways that Wallace's face would be animated, yeah, I can kind of understand that.
When I was a kid, I just sort of looked at them and went, ah!
Oh yeah, especially when you're younger, yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
No,
I grew up with Wallace and Gromit, so my thing was just, okay, how many times did I rewatch The Wrong Trousers? Too many to count.
What was the best one, though?
Probably the one with the
whoops.
penguin, I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was The Wrong Trousers.
Alright, so this last one. Your warrior's heart will be put to the test in the chamber ahead. Light all of the crests to suppress the evil spirit's rage. This one is probably the worst of the batch, and it's Trial of the Warrior. And here's why. So we have our dials here, all nice and lit up, and we got enemies spawning in. And now they're off, and everyone's all glowy. So essentially what's going on here is that these guys are now double triggered. And what the game wants you to do, in theory, is smack on the dials to just stop them from being triggered. However, we're still on normal. These guys don't have that much health in this mode, so yeah, you can just go ahead and just beat the shit out of them and not really worry about the dials. They do a ton of damage to you though, so you do have to be careful with that because they are boosted with the devil trigger. But as far as like how much damage they can take, yeah, it's not really cut down that much.
So does Dante not have a devil trigger in this game, or does he have to unlock it later?
That comes later. I can't even really call that spoiler because obviously we established that as a concept during the Ninja Theory game. Come on, blow up already. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot we could do that on the spikes in here.
Also, these guys are triggered. Oh my god, I'm triggered.
They've been on Tumblr all day. Or Twitter, I guess.
Oh no, they've been on what?
Or no, I guess they'd be on Twitter nowadays. Because Tumblr's like a dead zone.
When was Tumblr relevant? When was the last time Tumblr?
These guys have been on r/whole life.
Alright, we'll say they are actually kind of giving me a little bit of trouble now because they're swarming. The problem with this sequence, though, is like when it comes to like trying to do this with the dials, is that when they're swarming you, they will like, you know, well, swarm you. So it's kind of hard to hit them. Or I should say it's hard to actually like hit the dials. So actually, it has been a hot minute and a half since I've actually died to doing this, but I also typically try and go for the dials. So let's show this off actually doing that. So come over here, slam, slam, slam. that one powered up. Now, I believe the amount of time that the dials last changes depending on which difficulty you're on. Also, for the sake of speeding this up, I'm just going to stinger the shit out of everything.
I remember you saying that Stinger in the Ninja Theory game was not as good as the ones in...
Well, the problem with the one in the Ninja Theory game is it's just because of the way they set the controls up. It's a little bit harder to execute, and as you can see now, the devil trigger is worn off. See if I can get this back up, or I should say the wheels turned off, so get them lit back up again. But yeah, no, the Stinger in the Ninja Theory game was just more annoying to execute because of the way the controls were set up with that game. Also because Stinger typically requires having lock on, so with the way that that game was set up with on the default version, it didn't have the lock on function, so it made it less useful. Plus, part of the thing about Stinger is that you use Stinger mostly as a gap closer. So you use it to close distance between you and enemies. Whereas with the Ninja Theory game, you didn't really need it just because you had the grapples. So like you could either grab yourself to them or them to you, either one. And it just made things easier to deal with. Okay, are you the last one or is there more? Nope, that's it. So yeah. I will say, like, if you're playing on easy or normal, I guess it's better to go for the dials. On, like, the higher difficulties, it may not be as easy to do. So, I know you can definitely do that without messing with the dials. If you try hard enough. But now we have our essences, so let's take them to this statue and see what happens. Used Essence of Fighting. Nothing. Alright, how about another one?
Technique. Ooh.
It's a laser. We can move forward now.
What happens if you put the third one in?
Well, let's find out, shall we? What happens is we get ourselves a new toy. Artemis, a gun of the demon world that discharges arrows with concentrated demon energy. That sounds cool, but I will say straight up, I don't use that weapon very much.
Well, they're giving it the name Artemis after... Wait, is Artemis Greek or Roman? I'm trying to remember now.
I believe it's Greek. Anyway, we got ourselves a Agni and Rutra statue here. See if I can actually get the sucker broken. Come on. There we go. Like I said, all the easier ones are, or the lower tier ones are fairly easy. Also, you just hop up in the rafters and there's a bunch of red orbs just hanging out. But yeah, no, the thing with Artemis as a weapon is that most of its best abilities are tied into using it with Gunslinger, which is a style I don't particularly use very often, so I've never really, like, gotten the handle on it.
Well, well.
Oh, hello.
You've grown stronger.
Go to hell.
You point a gun.
Been there,
Yeah.
gun. I got the t-shirt.
Your own kid.
Yep, we're already in hell.
Your dear papa.
The only family I ever had was my mother. And she's dead.
You break my heart. After all, it was I who gave you your name. My darling daughter.
Well then.
This is a weird birthday present.
Ah!
my god.
So yeah, apparently our mysterious gun lady has her dad running around the tower.
Creepy dude is her dada. That's creepy.
Just a touch. But yeah, so that's mission 6. Next time we shall continue our ascent up the tower and run into a certain somebody. Who will that be? Well, join us for that next time.
Will they have cake?
We have cake and we have cookies. What kind of cookies have you got? Chocolate. Fuck you, I want oatmeal raisin.
join us for that next time. See ya.